So in this video, I'm going to walk through two example high converting solar landing pages so you can understand the components that are necessary to get the most return on investment for that money that you're putting in to get traffic to your landing page. So whether you're sending traffic from Google Ads, Facebook ads, TikTok, or it's organically, you want to make the most of the people who are coming to your website. So I'm going to systematically go through a number of items that we found are crucial to getting the most out of your landing page. I'm going to show you two different examples of actual landing pages. So we've got the first one up on screen now. There's another one as well that's actually from the 0 to 3 million in 23 months case study. So the first element is the fairly obvious, but the logo and header. So you can see up on the top left, we've got the logo. So obviously people are landing on your landing page. You want to understand who you are. And the logo, the brand name, is a essential part of that, obviously. But then on the top right, in the header, we also have a call to action with the phone. So this is actually a clickable button. So if you're on mobile, you can click this button and call right away. So if you don't make it a button, then people need to actually copy and paste the number, which is a bit fiddly. And so a lot of people won't do that, or they won't even know how to do it. So make it a button. You can ask technically how to do that, but basically it needs to be what's called a tell link. So if you're developing a website yourself, that's what you need to do, is add a tell link. So the call to action as well, here it's save on your energy costs now, pretty straightforward, and it says call us. So this phone number will be a tracking number. So the way that we typically set this up is that there's one phone number that is on the landing page, and there's another phone number which is on the actual Google Ads, if you're running Google Ads. And so that way you can see who clicked the call now button on the ad, and then who actually arrived at the landing page and then clicked the call us button here. So that's going to be important when you're optimizing your campaigns. So now next we have the hero section, which is this whole box with the this heading and the very important lead form here. So on the left, we've got a background image that's relevant. So we've got a solar roof image, but importantly, the contrast and the colors here, they're in keeping with the brand, but they're also muted enough so that there's really good contrast. So even if people are, they are maybe a little older, or they're in a rush, then they're going to be really it's going to be really clear to see what's written on the page. Then we've got a headline and subheadline. So here we've got innovative solar solutions for your home. That's okay. I think the one we've got on the other landing page is possibly a little bit better, but bear with me here. So, it's just clearly stating what you do. Because when you start running ads, you will be surprised at the number of people who somehow still end up coming through and filling out the lead form when they're actually after something completely different. That still happens, even with a great landing page like this, but you'll get even more irrelevant people if you don't have this clear information up front. And maybe this seems really basic, but this is about getting these fundamentals right, and it really does make a difference to how many qualified leads come through. So next we have save on long-term costs and install energy-efficient solar panels with sun fusion. Sign up today and find out how much you can save. So again, it's reiterating the benefits and what this person is going to get if they fill out this lead form. So then on the right, we've got the form, so the lead form with a call to action button. That's really clear as well. So in this case, it's get a free quote, and we're asking for name, email, and phone number. So You can ask for more information here. You can ask for their electricity bill amount. You can ask for their credit score if you really want. But do be aware that the more you ask for, the fewer people are actually going to bother to fill this out. So there are ways to do it in stages so that you capture some information and then you ask for more once you've already got the email and phone. And, we have tested this and it does work to an extent, but, for this, I'm going to keep it really simple. Just ask for the name, email, and phone and get a free quote. So that is the most straightforward way to do it. And it works really well. So you can always add on the back end, if you want, you can add qualifying questions that go via a instant text message, for example, that this person gets. And the other thing that we've tried doing as well is once someone clicks this, they're going to go through to a thank you page. What you can do on that page is add a calendar booking system as well. So, you get the lead either way, but then let's say 20, 30% of people will then book a calendar on your sales rep's calendar. So you can do that as well. But we're just talking about the landing page mostly here. So those are the most important components for the hero section. So now we have this is called the unique selling proposition bar. So, because this is a example landing page, we haven't filled out these, but I'm going to switch over to the real life one here. So you can see slightly different, but we've got the same components so far. So just quickly run through those again. So we've got the logo, business name, we've got the phone number, call to action, then we've got the hero bar here. And then this USP bar here, instead of having just in writing why this company's better, we've actually got these social proof logos. So, as seen on BBC News, this is, you might not be aware in the US, but this guy is pretty huge in the UK. And then we've got these trust markers here. So the business has all the correct licenses and everything, registrations. So that's the USB bar. So you can either have these, if you do have these social proof logos, then that's probably better. But if you don't, then you can have this kind of thing where you've got basically 3 points of how you're different from the local competition. So, that can be maybe you're different because you can do everything online. You don't need to have a sales rep come around to your house. We can do everything with a remote survey. Maybe it's things like that. But in this case, the social proof logos work really well as well. Then we've got in this case, we've done the about the company section here, but you can also have like a service section. But this has been working really well for us, having the about us section here. So basically more details of why you should choose us. So about the company, so here, products in stock now in our warehouse. So in the UK, this was an issue where, there was COVID and everything, and a lot of solar companies couldn't keep up with the demand. So people had to buy and then wait for ages. So this is really good. We've got a monitoring app once you get the install, and they've got 15 years experience. So that's all good. So you want a little paragraph here about the company. Then why should people choose you, or why do people choose you? So this is the service area here. So basically, what are the main things? And a lot of this is reiterating what was written in this paragraph, but we're just highlighting the key points again. So 15 years experience, simple online process. So we could basically do everything remotely, and it's done really quickly and easily. So, and then on this example one, got something similar here. It's spelt wrong there, but you get the idea. And then the next thing we have is another call to action bar. So basically, as people are scrolling through this, as soon as we've built enough trust and they've got enough information, we want to keep giving them the opportunity to just quickly and easily either get a quote by filling out the lead form or calling the phone number. So that you'll notice there's going to be several of these call to action bars throughout the page. And this is especially important on mobile because the page gets a little bit longer because it's getting less wide. So on mobile, these are all having these bars really helps. And basically, if you click this, it takes you to the top of the page where you can fill out the form. So then we have the 4 different services. So we recommend having, if you can, put 4 different things because, I mean, most solar companies do offer a variety of sub-products. So solar panels, batteries, maintenance, and EV chargers in this case. On this one, we have just 2 here. So you can do it like this as well. So residential and commercial. In this case, we've gone for like the different components basically. And another call to action bar. So you can also put slightly different headings on these call to actions. So you can see basically the subheading is the same for both of these, but then we've got 2 different bits of copy here. So safeguard yourself against increasing energy bills on one, and then make immediate savings on your energy bills. So it's kind of, they're very similar, but one of them is highlighting, we're talking about the future here, and then we're talking about now. So solar is basically good for now, and you will have an immediate benefit, but also it's a long-term investment. So we're covering those 2 aspects here. And of course, each one has the buttons there. So then in this case, you don't have to do this, but we found with the market in the UK, we found that adding pricing information and having clear packages helped cut through the noise because a lot of competitors were just saying, we can do anything for you, everything's custom, and just talk to us and we'll tell you how much. And there wasn't really much information on standard pricing. We found that when we put the pricing in the ads, we got a much higher click-through rate. So, that might be different in your market. So this is something that, you have to do a little bit of research, but we found that having these different packages was really helpful. And I appreciate, these prices might seem a bit weird to you if you're in the US, but, it's just the way the UK market works. Like the prices tend to be a bit lower. So I don't think we've added that on this template one. So you don't have to do that, but we found in the local market, this was something that helped people. And also it made it a lot less confusing for people because having these standard packages, a bit like what Tesla do, they just say, look, there's 3 options and pick one of them. And that is a strategy that you can look into because it works really well for example, Apple. Cutting through the noise and having some really straightforward options so people can work really well because people, like when they're confused, they don't buy. So having some straightforward options could be helpful or maybe not, depends on your local market. So then we have this bar here. You can use this in a variety of different ways. So you can either use this as another offer. So you could have, I know some solar companies like to offer like cash incentives or specific discounts or things like that, or we'll throw in something for free. So you could add an offer here. But what we try to do with these landing pages is have some kind of guarantee or a way to take away risks. So we found that when we're talking to people in this market, we found that people wanted to understand the process before they committed to talking to someone, because that's just the way that people in this market were thinking. The main objection was, is someone going to turn up to my house? I'm going to get bombarded by loads of phone calls. Do I need to get information first before I talk to you? Like all these things were perceived risks about the process. And by just making the process really clear here, so 3 steps. So we'll call you, discuss your needs, then we'll provide you a custom quote to suit your budget and requirements. Then your system will be installed and you can start sending your bills. Really simple. And maybe, again, this seems really basic to you, but these are all questions that potential leads and potential solar buyers are going to have. And if you can address them here, then they're more likely to contact you. Then we have testimonials, and we also here have put the review score from Trustpilot. So again, this is something that is really key to the local market here, because in the UK, Trustpilot is probably more important than Google reviews and things like that. So we put that logo there. Then we've got 4 different testimonials. I wouldn't really bother adding more than 4 because it starts to make the page a bit long. And, just having some examples here, people can still Google you and they can see the other reviews and things, but I would add, between 4 and 6, I would say. And in this grid layout, it's really clear to see them without it taking up too much room. So we've got another call to action bar here. Like I said, we're going to have lots of these because maybe someone was waiting, they had most of the information, but they're like, I don't know if this company is legit. Like, I haven't heard of them before. Okay, they've got some decent reviews. I can see they're on Trustpilot as well, so they're legit. Okay, now I'll call them. So, and you can see the heading text here of the call to action is a little bit different to the other one. So again, just giving different opportunities. Everyone's different, so something, one of these is gonna hook, different people. So, and then we have the map area. So in this case, we've got the business address here. If you have multiple locations, you can add them, but most people are going to want to go with someone local. Not all the time, but if there are people local to you, then seeing the map is another signal that they can trust you. You're a real business. Here's your address. You're not hiding anything, and they can see where you are relative to them. So, and again, with that, we've got a address here, and the opening hours. So in this case, basically 24 hours. Then you do need a privacy policy, and you'll find that if you're running ads, then if you don't have this, then eventually your ads will get shut down by the platform. So that is essential. And that is basically it. So we do have a longer checklist with things, some of them really basic, things like checking grammar and spelling, using bullet points, having a better offer than competitors. So I will attach the whole checklist to this module, so you can go through it in your own time. But it's for us, it's really helpful to have that checklist just to make sure that there isn't anything that you've overlooked. But those are the key elements. And again, if I switch back and forth between the example one and the real life one, you can see, a lot of the elements are there. So probably this one there should be another call to action here, but those are the key elements. So obviously, you do need to add your own twist and your own branding, but however you do it, you should have all of these elements. And also, you shouldn't add a lot more things, because unless the element on the page is doing a clear job, then there's always the possibility that it's going to be a distraction. It's going to take up more room. It's going to make the page load slower. And by the way, that is another important thing to remember. We don't recommend necessarily putting a video on this page, because that's going to slow it down. And especially when people are on mobile and things, if it takes longer than a second or two to load, then they're going to leave. So however you're hosting your landing page, do make sure that you check that it's loading quickly. And you can do that with a tool called Google Page Speed Insight. So just search for that. It'll tell you how good your page is on mobile, which, by the way, I haven't even got to that, but this page I will show you on mobile as well. But basically, the elements remain all there, but the layout shifts so that it's much easier to view on mobile. So you can see that basically if I just make the window the same size it would be on a mobile phone, you can see that everything moves around. I mean, arguably the logo could be a bit smaller, but you get the idea. Everything fits the mobile layout. So all these stack on top of each other and everything's still there, but it's just a lot easier to see on mobile. But you can understand maybe now why it's important to have these different call to action bars, because this is now, the page takes a lot more scrolling. If I click that, it's going to take me all the way to the top. The form is really easily visible there. So that's it. Hopefully that helps you understand how to put together a really high converting landing page. And there's a bunch of different software that you can use to do this. But however you choose to put it together, these are the elements that you need. Thanks for watching this, and see you in the next module.